1.7. How does McDonald's chicken nugget meal that is sold in South Africa differ from the one that is sold in the UK?
All right, so I'm unpacking the question. It's a how question, so I have to explain how, and differ is different. So how would I answer this question?
So you would firstly have to go back to see what the chicken nugget meal is like in South Africa and what it is like in the UK.
And I remember from the passage that this one is a whole lot saltier.
Yes.
It's got a lot more salt in it. But is that all we're saying? Do they want anything more? Because if I just say the one in South Africa has more salt than the one in the UK, where's the second mark?
So you would probably have to, would we have to identify the amount of salt?
Yeah, okay, so maybe for that second mark, we'd look for the amount of salt. So what I'm saying here is you look at the 2 marks, and you need kind of to say to yourself what I did. Where's the second mark coming from? Now, I can ask Tandeka because she's sitting here and then she kind of helps me and supports me. But in an exam, you have to ask yourself. So say to yourself, I'm going to say more salt. 2 marks? Maybe it is 2 marks. But you ask yourself and then you've got to answer yourself because you can't turn around and ask the other person. I've got my partner here and she will help me. So she said for the second mark, actually go back to the text and find the amount of salt. Then unless you've covered the 2 marks, because you might get the 2 marks just for the salt.
From the salt,
yeah,
exactly.
But you want to make sure, and you put that first, and then you make sure that you've got the other point.
So it's also important to answer the question fully.
Yes.
Even in the, so if you are writing out, you have to say, for example, the salt content is higher in South Africa than it is in the UK. So first of all, you've identified that it's the salt content that is different. Why? Because in South Africa, it is higher than the salt content in the UK. And that might be enough to get you the 2 marks. But if we're not sure, like right now, then what you can do is add the amounts just to show more information in case. But remember, the first part is the one that you must focus on because that's where your marks are going to come in. If you're going to just give the amounts without saying that the salt content is higher,
you're right,
then you're going to have a problem. So firstly, start with the one that we are certain of, which is that the salt content is higher. And then you can add the additional information to see if that'll get you 2 marks if you're not sure.
You're absolutely right. If you just say, the salt in the burger is this in South Africa, the salt in the burger is that in the UK, you're absolutely right. You aren't actually doing that. Very good point.